Hey everyone, it's Winnie and I am finally putting up my updated hair video for you guys. I've been meaning to do this video ever since I dyed my hair back to a solid black color because it was ombre before, so I needed a new set of hair extensions. And if you read the title, then you already know this is a DIY on how to create your own set of clip-in hair extensions like I did. And for those of you who don't already know, I do wear clip-in hair extensions. I've worn them in most of my previous videos, and it's pretty much just personal preference. I have very naturally fine and thin hair, so it's a little bit hard to work with, and I've always really liked kind of fuller and thicker hair, so I do wear hair extensions to give me some added volume and texture. It just makes it a lot easier to style. So I'm going to show you guys how you can create your own set of clip-in hair extensions, and then I'll spend a little bit of time talking about the actual hair extensions themselves. And if you wait until the end, there will be a special giveaway for you guys as well. So let's start off with the tools that you'll be needing. Of course, you'll need a hair weft in the color and length of your choice. The ones that I'm using are from princesshairshop.com. And next you'll need some hair extension claw clips. Make sure they have the rubber grips on them, that way you know they'll hold securely when they're on. And also make sure they are in the same shade as your hair extensions, that way they won't show. And depending on how many tracks you want to create, you're going to need anywhere from 10 to 20 claw clips. You'll also be needing a sewing needle, and this one is specially designed with a curve in it, but you can just use a straight needle, which I actually ended up using. And finally, you'll need some thread, and again, this is especially designed for sewing hair extensions, so it's a little bit thicker, but just make sure you have some thread that matches your hair extensions again, just so they won't show. Now, I actually ended up using some extensions that I had as a measuring guide to measure out each individual track. But you can easily just measure your head to customize each track for yourself. So to begin, I'm going to use the old extensions that I had to guide me on how long to make my longest track. And you can go ahead and mark or just cut from the weft. I like to keep it attached to the weft just because it's a lot easier to hold on to when I'm sewing. So depending on how thick or thin you want your tracks to be, you can just go ahead and layer the wefts on top of each other. I decided to do 3 layers. That's pretty thick. I think typically it's 1 or 2, so it's all up to you, but I like it a little bit thicker. So I have 3 on top of each other, and now I'm just going to take my needle and thread and make sure to attach all 3 layers together so it doesn't move around. Now this part is fairly easy because if you can sew a button, you can pretty much sew this together. It doesn't have to be like a really perfect job or anything. Just make sure that the wefts are attached to each other. And you are only sewing on the seam of the weft. And this can be a little bit tricky just because it's a little bit hard to go through all 3 layers. That's why it might be easier to just do 1 or 2 layers. I won't lie, I had a hard time sewing 3 layers together because my hand was starting to hurt and the needle was just really hard to work with. So I actually do have a pair of pliers here that helped me pull the needle through the wefts. So now you're going to take your claw clips and you're going to line them up on the seam of your weft. I'm actually only using 3 for this weft because I think that will be secure enough for me, but I wouldn't use more than 4 claw clips on a track just because it gets to be too bulky. So now you're going to take your needle and thread again, and you're going to sew the claw clips onto the seam of the weft just to secure them in place. Your claw clips might look a little bit different from mine, but they typically will have those little holes at the very top so you can sew through the weft, but mine only had them at the ends, so I'm actually going to take my needle and thread and sew through the teeth of the claw clip just to make sure my clip stays flat and secure. And then you're just going to repeat the same steps for the rest of the clips. And from there you can create the rest of your tracks depending on how long or short you want them. Like I said, you can just go ahead and measure 1 inch shorter than your previous track for the back of your heads, and then about 2.5 to 3 inches for the clip-ins for the sides of your heads. I actually did try to use glue to hold the wefts together as well as the claw clips, and that was horrible. Like, it was just a mess and it looks really bad, so I do not recommend using glue. Sewing it is probably your best option, and it looks the best because you can't see it. And I ended up only making 5 tracks because that's all I really need, so it's totally up to you if you want to make more or less. So this is what it looks like with all 5 pieces in my hair. I definitely think it adds a lot more volume, but it still looks really nice and natural. These ones were originally 26 inches, and I know that sounds super long, but I like to get them a little bit longer just so I can cut and trim them and blend them in with my hair. You can probably take that to like your hairdresser or whatnot if you're not comfortable cutting them yourself. Right now I'd say they're probably around 22 or 23 inches. They're just a little bit past my boobs. But again, I got them in the color 1B, and it just matches my hair like perfectly. It's a dark brown color, I would say, because you can see the brown tones in it in different lighting. But that's what I love about them. They're super natural looking. I know I've talked about hair extensions in the past, and for wearing them for such a long time, I've definitely had some good and bad experiences with them. I used to spend a lot of money on them, and I just didn't think the quality was worth it. So then I tried to skimp on the price of them and just find the best deals out there. But honestly, it's all in the quality, and these are just so well made. It is worth a little bit more money to invest in some nice hair extensions. These extensions are actually virgin hair, so they are 100% human hair, and they've never been processed before. So they are safe to color or bleach if you want to. They're safe with heat tools, and however you want to style them. You can pretty much treat them like your own natural hair. And a lot of times with hair extensions, I find that there's a lot of shedding, and with these I've had almost minimal to no shedding at all. It just is really tangle free. It's low maintenance hair, and I've just really liked them. Now, I'm someone who always curls my hair. You guys probably can guess that from my previous videos, but I would highly recommend using a heat protectant for your hair extensions just to make sure they last as long as they can. And the Princess Hair Shop actually makes hair tools that are safe for your hair extensions, and they were nice enough to gift me this little digital flat iron that I use to curl my hair with. It's nice that you can use heat tools on your hair extensions and just know that they won't get damaged in any way. So now I'm gonna get into the special giveaway that I have for you guys. I know I've been talking about hair extensions so much, and I finally have a chance to give some away to a lucky subscriber of mine. The giveaway prize is going to be a $300 hair credit to theprincesshairshop.com. So like I said before, these hair extensions that I use in this DIY are from theprincesshairshop.com, and they have a huge variety of hair extensions in different colors, lengths, and textures, and they also have some pre-made clip-in hair extensions if you just want to skip the work. They do carry hair tools as well, so you can use this $300 hair credit on their website however you want. So just make sure you guys go and check out their website. All the links will be in the description box below, along with all of the giveaway rules, so make sure you guys go and read through all the rules so you guys can qualify to enter this giveaway. I really think this will be an awesome prize for anyone who's been interested in trying out some really great quality hair extensions. So I hope you guys all take a minute to enter this giveaway, and just don't forget to read through all the giveaway rules in the description box below. And good luck to everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! So do this video. All in the quality. Look at my hands. So they are actually. Extensions are actually. Links will be in the description bar. What is it called? In the drop down description box below. What is that? Oh, sorry.